Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mindful Living podcast, where we dive deep into the art of living with intention, balance, and the creativity. I'm your host Avik, and today we are about to explore a truly fascinating blend of science and the art that's revolutionizing mental health. Our guest today is the incredible Megan Collins. So, welcome to the show, Megan.
Oh, thank you so much. I really am thankful for you having me on today. And thank you to your audience who's listening in.
Lovely. That's really great to hear from you. So, Megan, before we start our conversation, I'll quickly love to introduce you to all of our listeners. Dear listeners, Megan is a licensed marriage and family therapist and registered art therapist. At the same time, she is the founder of NeuroArts Therapy and Consulting. So basically, you can say she is having multi hats. So, Megan has over 14 years of experience transforming the lives through innovative approaches that merge cutting edge neuroscience with the healing power of the creative arts. So, prepare to be inspired as we discuss how unlocking your inner artist could be the key to building resilience, fostering emotional well being, and transforming your mental health. So, get a cozy and let's unleash our creativity altogether. So, welcome to the show again.
Oh, thank you so much. That was a beautiful introduction.
Lovely, lovely. Great to hear from you. So Megan, to start with, if you can share how your personal experiences influenced your decision to combine neuroscience and art in your therapeutic work.
Well, as a stage 4 childhood cancer survivor, a neuroblastoma, I experienced firsthand how physical and mental health challenges can impact not just the individual, but the entire family. It was during that journey that I discovered my engagement with the arts wasn't just a distraction, but a profound source of healing and resilience. And creative expression helped me to process the trauma, to find joy, to build a sense of self. And that experience ignited my passion and ultimately led me to uh, become a licensed marriage and family therapist and registered art therapist. And my goal is to help others harness the transformative power of creativity and mental health to heal and to thrive.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, and also neuroarts therapy. So for the listeners who are not much aware about it, if you can share a bit about what is neuroarts therapy and how it is differ, and how does it differ from the traditional therapeutic approaches?
So, Neuro Arts is a multidisciplinary group of people from different professional backgrounds. Um, and they've come together combining the neuroscience, the practical implications, and evidence-based practices to shed light on what is actually happening in our brain when we engage in arts and when we participate in art therapy or dance therapy or music therapy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah, tell me.
uh, so my goal really is for people to understand how it actually changes your brain, changes your health outcomes, changes your mental health, changes your cognition. I want them to know that engaging in the arts and doing art therapy with someone like myself can be truly mentally transformative. And there is no art skill required when we're talking about the therapeutic arts and arts in healthcare. We know that you can be a complete beginner to arts and creativity, but still get all of the scientifically backed health benefits from it. Uh, this is for all of your listeners and anyone that's just curious about, trying something new. Because, the definition of insanity is expecting things to change, but not making any changes, right? And so I'm proposing a change that I think all your listeners can achieve.
Exactly. I truly believe, yes. So, um, okay. And what role does the creative expression play in fostering the emotional resilience and the mental well-being?
Oh, so much, right? Engaging in the arts helps with improving our cognitive functioning. It helps with our emotional regulation. Um, it helps with decreasing depression and anxiety. It boosts our mood. Um, Overall, it's improving our mental well-being. It's improving our relationship with ourselves, with others. Well, yes.
Oh, wow. And also, like, if you can share a memorable story when, I mean, where blending art and science transformed someone's mental health.
Yeah. So let's talk about Sarah.
Okay.
She's a young woman who, in her 30s, came to me feeling overwhelmed by anxiety and depression after a series of life changes. And she was struggling with burnout from work and feeling disconnected from her family and battling self-doubt. Just a lot of loneliness, not feeling like she had the friends or social support she needed to get through the hard days. Uh, but despite trying traditional therapy and medication, nothing seemed to help her break free from the
Mm,
constant stress and negative thoughts uh, that clouded her daily life. And it was in one of our sessions, I introduced her to art therapy, and she was skeptical and thinking like, oh, well, I'm not an artist. Like, I don't know how to,
mm,
like, I'm not creative. But I assured her that art therapy wasn't about creating something perfect or
mm.
pretty. Uh, it's about the process and not the product.
Very
Uh,
true.
we we started small, I encouraged her to, you know, pursue this without judgment, to
Mm,
use line and colors and shape to represent her feelings, her stress, her anxiety, and the overwhelm. And, she felt awkward at first, but she continued and became more vulnerable over time, more safe in that space. And the abstract images that she created began to really reflect her emotional state,
okay.
dark and tangled at first, then gradually becoming more vibrant and structured. And
Mm,
through the art of creating, she was changing her brain and developing new neural pathways.
mm,
She was able to release up the pent up stress and feelings of anxiety. She couldn't articulate and process her grief, and getting it outside of yourself, getting out of your mind and back into integrating into your body,
mm,
and really allowed her to heal.
mm.
It gave her a sense of control over her life.
Okay.
It allowed her to reflect on her feelings and her circle,
Mhm.
her needs and desires, without becoming overwhelmed by them. And over time, Sarah saw real changes. Her anxiety decreased. She started sleeping better. Um, she uh, started engaging socially to gain the support that she was looking for. And her art gave her the what to manage the stress. And you know, she even started like, and this is something your listeners can do. She started incorporating simple art exercises into her daily life. So,
Okay.
and doodling on her journaling. And she was
Oh.
goals, and um she had this creative outlet every day. By the time the end of our work came, she wasn't just coping, she was thriving. And the creative need for that clarity. It reduced the stress. She gained control of her life. And through art, she discovered a way to manage her mental health without relying solely on talk therapy or medication. And, she learned that creativity wasn't and isn't just for artists. It's a
Mm.
powerful modality anyone can use to heal uh,
Yeah,
and improve their health and grow.
very true. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree on this. Yeah. And so, like, what according to you are some of the simple ways that listeners can incorporate creative practices into their daily routines for the better mental health?
Yeah, so some of the strategies that Sarah used are great strategies for listeners to check out. There's a difference between the arts and healthcare, the benefits of neuro art and art therapy. And so your listeners should really start with engaging in the arts on their own. So,
Mhm.
you taking time to, let's say, have a dance party. I do a 10-minute dance party with my daughter all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so good at the end, and we just
Yeah.
go back to, our daily routines.
Mm.
Uh, do right? It improves all of these health factors, and it helps us feel connected to one another. You can also, create a vision board for
Mm.
2025. What does it look like? What are the main goals? Who are the characters?
Mm.
What are your needs? Think about like listening to music um, and or going to a live concert, which is really what makes me feel alive and makes me feel connected to something beyond myself.
Mm.
Um, you know, um, Writing, journaling, whether it's a gratitude or just analysis of the day, just getting it out. What doesn't get expressed gets expressed. So a lot of people think like, man, if I could just like stop thinking about this and just, you know, move on with my life, right?
Mm.
Pull myself up by the bootstraps. Um, but what they don't realize is that these things get stored in our bodies,
True.
and we do have to find a safe way to express them that doesn't
Mhm.
hurt someone else and doesn't hurt ourselves.
Exactly.
And this is a way to do that. And, you could write your own song. There's
Mm.
so much uh, flexibility and creativity in it. And if you really feel inclined, uh, you know, this is a great time to seek support from a mental health professional.
Mm.
Art therapists have master's degree in mental health, um, and they uh, can expertly lead someone through the process of using art for health healing and growth. And um, that would be the next step. If you're feeling like you're stuck in your life, or you're feeling alone in your
Mm.
life, or lost in your life, um, you're having a serious mental health condition, seek out a creative arts therapist. Seek out an art therapist, dance or music therapist, and see how you can transform your life without just talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, how do you see the integration of neuroscience and the arts evolving in the mental health field over next few years?
Ooh, wow, it is exciting. There is new insights every day. And I think, we've known for so long that
Mm.
art is a way to communicate, is a way to express ourselves from
Yeah.
cave paintings cave paintings back in the day to our own felt sense of hearing a song and really feeling like you weren't alone.
Mm.
Um, but it is now through evidence-based practices and science and neuroscience specifically that shows this imagery of the brain and new neural pathways
Yeah.
literally really changing and growing as we're creating and experiencing the arts.
Perfect. Perfect. Lovely. And any advice you would like to share to the listeners?
Absolutely. You know, art is not
Hmm.
about skill. Expressing
Hmm.
yourself creatively through the arts has nothing to do with a skill or innate talent. Um, Literally put on a song and
Okay.
express those emotions on a piece of paper with your favorite art materials. It could be a pencil and the two
Hmm.
leftover markers you have from Christmas last year, right? And
Yeah.
just big line and symbol and color and form and just get it out.
Yeah.
Next time you're feeling super stuck or, developing a plan on how to start your business, use
Hmm.
art. Use art to create a mind map and make connections and draw your symbols and emotional characteristics and
Oh.
uh, use that because it not only leads us to greater mental health, but it also is a way to create calm, a way to create clarity, and a way to problem solve. Um, because we actually censor ourselves verbally. Our thoughts get
Yeah.
censored from a very young age. And so what can come out in the artistic and creative process is new insights about ourselves
Hmm.
and about our the solutions that
Sure.
weren't quite available through just talking about it.
Wow, that's great, lovely. And also, there are few things which might sound contradictory, but this is all about the discussions, how like listeners think about it. So critics often argue that combining science with the creative arts lacks the structure of traditional evidence-based therapies. So how do you respond to those concerns?
Well, that's a common myth, and
Uh-huh.
I can understand where it comes from, but the science actually tells us differently. These are
Mhm.
evidence-based. So these are peer-reviewed scientific research articles
Mm.
um, that are, you know, um, providing evidence that these
Mm.
therapeutic modalities and processes actually work to transform mental
Mhm.
health. And brain imaging from neuroscience shows us
Mm.
the physical change. We can measure blood pressure changes and reduce blood pressure due to art making.
Wow.
We can measure other health outcomes like cortisol and stress hormone levels. Um, so we know that this is scientifically backed.
Mm.
We know that anyone can participate, any ability, any diagnosis. Um, so really, like, I hope that your listeners just might consider giving art a try.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. And while creativity is often seen as healing, what do you think? Could there be risk on relying too heavily on it without addressing the deeper psychological issues through conventional methods?
So, an art therapist is a mental health professional. So, I have a
Okay.
master's degree in mental
Oh.
health. So, I can treat um, all mental health diagnoses, all mental health symptoms, other life stressors, chronic disease and disability. Um, I can work with people that are monogamous. I can work with people that are incarcerated in hospitals, in clinics, and school settings.
Hmm.
So I think the only limitations I see is that if you're not with a true registered, board certified, or licensed um, mental health expert. So if you're kind of doing it on your own, um, uh, that's wonderful and you can benefit from it. But if you need a little more support, get that expert support and seek out mental health services.
Exactly. That's a very uh great advice, I would say. Yeah. So that's a wrap for today's episode of the Mindful Living podcast, dear listeners. And a huge thank you to Megan for sharing her inspiring insights and showing us how the fusion of science and creativity can unlock new possibilities for the mental health and the personal growth. So, dear listeners, if you are curious to learn more about Megan's work, check out NeuroArts Therapy and Consulting for incredible resources to kickstart your journey. And always remember that your creativity is a superpower and it's never too late to embrace it and transform your well being. So, do not forget to subscribe to the show and leave us a review and share this episode with someone who needs a little spark of inspiration. Until next time, stay mindful, stay creative, and keep thriving. Thank you so much.